Hi there, I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how to make this money lei. I know it's lei season and everyone wants to make a pretty lei for their kids. So let's get started. Here's the material you'll need. You'll need some tape. Here I have some double-sided tape, some fabric ribbon, 3/8 fabric ribbon or 5/8 fabric ribbon. Here I have 3/8 satin ribbon. It doesn't have to be satin, but it can be any kind of fabric. And some money. I'm using 70 bills for this lei, but you can use less. And also a pair of scissors and some colored paper. Here I have stock paper, so it's a little bit thicker and harder to work with. First, you're gonna prep your stock paper. You're gonna cut them the length of your money. So you're able to get 4 strips out of one stock paper. So for my lei, I think I used 5 pieces of paper, and so that's 20 strips. Next, you're gonna fold your money. I fold 3 at a time. This helps me kill time. Get my work done faster. You're gonna measure how wide you want your folds. I like to measure it to the border, two times the size of the border. That's a good size. You don't want it any smaller because it's harder, which most of my leis are smaller, and it's much harder and much more work. And you don't want it any bigger because it's just ugly. But yeah, 2 times size of the border is really good size. Next, you're gonna fold them. Use your fingers, your index finger and your middle finger to hold the money in place while you fold it so that it doesn't move around. And once you get to the end, you want to make sure that you have a good size fold at the end, so the final step won't be too hard. Since I'm folding 3 at a time, I don't have to fold 70 times. I only have to fold like 23 times. So I love this technique. I'm so happy I figured this out. This is a game changer. It saves me a lot of time. And time is money. Next, you're gonna fold your colored paper. In my case, I'm using stock paper. So stock paper is a little bit thicker. You wanna make sure that the width of your fold is a little bit wider than the money, because now you have longer paper to work with. It's not as short as money, so your folds can be wider. You have more paper to work with. And plus, the wider the fold for the stock paper, it gives it that pop of color in your lei. Next, prep your ribbon. You want 7 yards of ribbon, and you want to half that. So 3.5 yards each on each side. You're going to make a knot to secure one side, and then to start off your braid, you're going to make a knot, but not pull on it yet. So it's a knot, and then you stick in your money into that knot, and then you tie it. You pull. And that's how you braid this lei. It's just knots. But you only want to make sure that you only do 1 knot at a time and not 2 knots. Because been there, done that. I've already done 2 knots and the lei is not cute at all. And I missed a step right here. I was supposed to do a knot first and then stick in my money. So now I'm having a hard time trying to hold my money in place while I do my knot. It's always good to do your knot first and then stick your money in and then pull tight. So it's knot, money, and then pull. So it's knot, money, and then pull. Also make sure that your braid is at the center, like your knots. Make sure that it's at the center of the money, because you don't want it off to the side or off to the other side. It's gonna come out ugly at the end. You want to make sure that they're all aligned. They're all like how you see it. Yeah. And not like hipa. Okay, here's the last and final step that I hate. I dread doing. I dread this part because it's just time consuming and it takes forever, and you have to make sure that you use your fingertips. This part takes up a lot of patience and a lot of work. So here I'm using double-sided tape. You just pretty much tape the two sides together. That's it. The first side usually goes by the fastest because you don't have to deal with pinching or any of that stuff. But when I'm using double-sided tape here, but I don't ever use that double-sided tape. When I first started doing money lays years ago, I try to take into consideration how I'm going to care for the dollar and what I can use that won't mess it up as much. And I always remember growing up when I used to use, remove the tape from the dollar bills. I hated it. It made me cringe because majority of the time it would rip. And so one day I just was brainstorming and I was thinking, what can I use that won't cause the dollar bill to rip or tear? And I was just thinking, and I was thinking, well, tape is adhesive. What's the best kind of adhesive I could use? And then I remembered the best kind of adhesive I could use is the kind that I always use, and that's Tacky glue. Tacky glue is my go-to adhesive. I use that on everything. I've been crafting since I could remember. I remember my grandmother using it, and I remember my mother using it. So yeah, Tacky glue has been in my life since I could remember. And if you know Tacky glue, then you know that the glue dries clear, and that when it gets wet, the adhesive automatically it releases, so it doesn't stick anymore. It's craft glue. It's not permanent. It's not like Elmer's glue, like paper glue. When you put glue on a piece of paper, it sticks, and then once you try to peel it off or even wet it, it ends up ripping. No, when you wet the Tacky glue, it automatically releases, and the paper on paper just doesn't stick anymore. So yeah, I've been using Tacky glue for the longest, and this is my go-to, and this is the fastest way I know how to make these lays is with the Tacky glue, because I don't have to mess with the tape. I just wipe, put on a piece of glue onto the Qtip, and I wipe it onto the money, and then I secure it with a clip. The only thing I messed up on this one was I forgot to pinch the center of the money so that it secures that way. Yeah, see how I'm pulling? Yeah, I should have pulled. I was supposed to pinch where the braid is at, and then secure it with a clip. The clip is just another tool. It just helps me get my work done faster. Before I was holding it for like 10 seconds and then going on to the next. Now I just clip it and then move on. It's really fast. This cuts my time in half. It usually takes me hours to do this, but now it takes me probably an hour. So yeah, hope you like my techniques and my tips and my tricks. Hope you like my tutorial. Let me know what you think. Go ahead and leave a comment. Leave your feedback on there. Let me know if you were able to get this tutorial done on your own, if you were able to use my techniques. Go ahead and click that like button, subscribe. I'll be leaving my IG and my FB down in the description so that you can check out my other pages. Thank you.